What's going on, everybody? Right here, and welcome back to another video. So guys, we all know that Brawl Talk is on the way. It's currently in the works and it's going to be released to us in a few weeks here. Now, we all hope that Android and global release plays a larger role in this Brawl Talk. Hopefully we get some more information about dates and things to come before global and Android. Now, in today's video, we're going to be discussing things that I believe need to be added or that are going to be talked about in the Brawl Talk about Android and global release, because we are getting to that point where it should be more of a hot discussion within the Brawl Talk. So let's jump right into the video. Alrighty guys, so for the first one, and one that I've discussed before, is spectating, and I believe it's going to play a large role in this Brawl Talk just because it is large within the community. Brawl Stars really pays attention to the community and what we want, so it's going to be discussed in the Brawl Talk, and I'm sure Lex and Coach Corey are going to bring it up as well. Without spectating, I feel that Brawl Stars wouldn't have a future in esports, which is where they're going to draw a lot of their popularity from, because this can be a very successful competitive game in the esports realm. So I believe that spectating is going to be a very hot topic. It's very big in all of the other games, so we've gotten used to spectating in Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, so we almost expect it in Brawl Stars. So I'm sure that's going to be addressed in the Brawl Talk. Hopefully we get some information as to when that's going to come out, because I believe it's going to be very pivotal in Brawl Stars' future. The next one, which is very closely related to spectating, is instant replays. So I also believe that this is really important. It's great for esports as well, being able to review other people's gameplay, whether you're watching higher up players. I think it's very important to critique and implement the strategies that they're using to benefit your own game. Also, I believe it is very important to actually be able to share your instant replays, being able to share it with your bandmates, being able to share it in the community, so that other people can see what you're doing. I know that we've all had times where we've done something really awesome and we can't show other people. I think it just makes a tighter community, a more sound Brawl Stars community. I feel like instant replays would be a very solid addition to Brawl Stars in the future. Alright guys, so for the next one, it may seem like a smaller addition, however I feel like it'd be a great indication whether or not Brawl Stars is getting closer to global and Android, and that is voice acting. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of this. There's not a lot of brawlers that have voice acting in the game. There's still a bunch left to be made, and I feel like they're not going to release this globally unless they have the voice acting done. It's a small thing that they need to get done before it, that we can kind of monitor whether or not they're kind of adding voice acting here and there, or they're going to add it in one big swoop. But if they are going global with it, I feel like they need the voice acting before that. So if we see them starting to implement more voice acting, I feel like they're kind of getting prepared, or that global release and Android release are kind of on the horizon. I don't think that this is going to be discussed in the Brawl Talk. However, I think it is an important detail whether or not Android and global release is coming. Alrighty guys, so for the next really important one that I think is a great indication whether or not Brawl Stars is coming closer to Android or global release, and I hope is discussed in the Brawl Talk, is releasing it to more countries. Now, before it was just released to Canada, we got it released to 3 other countries, which is a huge step. If you think about it, it takes a lot of work to translate the game to the other countries as well. I think it's a great way to see how other countries respond to it, whether or not they like it, how popular it is in other countries, and things like that. If we're seeing other games or Brawl Stars being released to other countries, I think it'd be a great step and a great indication whether or not Brawl Stars is getting closer to Android and global release. Alright guys, so for the next couple ones, they fall more under quality of life changes. However, I feel like they're important and they should be discussed in the Brawl Talk, so it shows us that they're listening to the Brawl Stars community and getting closer to Android and global release, and that is achievement-based reward systems for the first one. I think that is very important for the free-to-play brawlers that are going to be coming into the game once it's released globally, so they have some sort of way to progress in the game a little bit easier. I feel like this game is a little bit pay to win, a little bit, just because I feel like getting the X15 tokens out of the Brawl Box is way too frequent. I feel like there are a lot of complaints in the Brawl Stars community about that, so I'm sure that they're taking that into consideration, so they might make it a little bit easier for the free-to-play brawlers to progress in the game. I think that's very important, and it should be discussed in the Brawl Talk. For the next one, it also is small, but I wanted to see it implemented. I feel like it would make the game very successful, and that is an activity log, showing what you've been doing in the game, what sort of achievements you may have accomplished, what games you went up against, what players you went up against in those games. I think that that is all very important. I think people want to see what they're doing in the game. They want to see how they're improving, what team comps they used up against a different team comp that might have kind of threw them off if they lost. Maybe they can switch something up with their team comp, being able to see who they went up against. I just think it's very, very important to the game, and hopefully it's implemented in the Brawl Talk. I think it'd make it a little bit more successful. It's in the other games like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Alrighty guys, so those are the things I hope are discussed regarding Android and global release in this next Brawl Talk. Hopefully you don't just get a glazed over answer, kind of like previous Brawl Talks where they just say they're not ready, which was very true in the other Brawl Talks. They just weren't ready. After this update, I think it was a huge step in the right directions with the huge interface changes and the changes to the gem system and the chip system and the elixir being taken away. I think that was a huge step. I think we're as close as we've ever been, that's for sure, but hopefully we're addressed a little bit more. Hopefully we get a little bit more information, just because I feel like we're getting close. Alrighty guys, so the question that I've been getting asked so much recently is, when is Android and global release coming out? And you guys know I hate making predictions. I don't like to be wrong and giving you guys false hope about Android and global release, but if I had to make a prediction, it'd have to be in May or June or July, somewhere in the summer months. I think that's my best bet. I think that's the kind of consensus in the Brawl Stars community, that it could be coming out around then. Give it a whole year. Hopefully at that point, Brawl Stars being in beta just about a year is long enough to implement all the important things. Hopefully by that point, we'll have other things in the game that make it ready for Android and global release. Now that is my prediction to you guys. You guys know I don't like to make predictions. Alrighty guys, so coming here at the end, I just want to bring up a few other things that I hope are implemented in Brawl Stars in the near future. It doesn't have to be in this update, but I think they'd be very successful to Brawl Stars future and building a healthy community. So for the first thing is band battles. So somewhat like Clash of Clans where you can have clan wars, I hope that there's some sort of band battles. Going up against 100 other people, 100 versus 100, going up against a band that's relatively close to you in trophies, I think would be really fun and would get the community involved. You can have really fun events that go along with it. I think that'd just be really, really cool. And I hope that's implemented in the game somewhere down the line. Definitely not in the near future, but hopefully that something like that would be implemented. Another thing that I do want to see is some sort of tournament challenge. I think that'd be really cool, kind of like in Clash of Clans where they have events where like a 20-win deck or something that you have to unlock to get to that card, a certain amount of wins, something like that. I hope that there's some sort of tournament where it's kind of an event that's put on that everyone is engaged in that tournament at that point. I think that'd be really, really cool. So hopefully tournaments are implemented. We're already starting to see those on people's YouTube channels where there's 1v1 tournaments, 2v2 tournaments going on against higher up players. I love watching those things. I think those are really cool to be implemented in Brawl Stars. So finally, the last one that I think would be really fun in Brawl Stars is some sort of community tab. Now we already have a news tab where we get a lot of information about Reddit and the community and things like that, but I think I want something kind of like Clash Royale with the Clash Royale TV. Being able to keep up with higher up gameplay and things like that, updates in that realm, I think are really fun. I mean, there's been times in Clash Royale where I was just not motivated to play the game, but Clash Royale TV was keeping me coming back to the app to seeing up high up gameplay. I think that was really cool addition to Clash Royale. Hopefully something like that, some sort of interactiveness within the app would be really cool. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about Android and global release. What needs to come to the game before it is ready? I think it's getting very close. I think we're getting as close as we've ever been. Hopefully it comes out very soon, and hopefully we get some information about it in the Brawl Talk. I'm really looking forward to that. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like on it. It really helped me out a lot. So with that being said, you guys, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.